I'm Curtis Hollister, and this is ExecConnect. So you enter a bank or a retail store, and you realize that someone or something is watching you. From the time you enter the store to the time you leave the parking lot, literally hundreds of cameras have been recording your every move. Today, the next generation of surveillance video cameras are all IP-based and transmit a host of data over the proverbial cloud to centralized servers that can literally track, report, and even take action on the details they capture. From a questionable briefcase to tracking down fraud at a bank, and even drive higher profits for companies looking to analyze consumer traffic patterns and buying behaviors. Recently, March Networks was declared by IMS to be the #1 digital video recorder company in the industry. The stock has been on an upward vector due in part to their record-breaking revenues for fiscal 2011, but another factor might be the fact that they manage over 27,000 network video recorders for the world's largest retailer. Here to talk about the company from Ottawa, Canada, is Peter Strom, CEO of March Networks. Peter, welcome to ExecConnect.
Hi, it's great to be here.
So Peter, surveillance is one of those areas that the average person doesn't think that much about. What are some of the key goings-on in this space today that as an investor, I might want to know about?
Well, I think the industry is going through a lot of change right now. We're going through a major technology shift as people are moving away from basically digital technology over to IP technology. And what they're looking to do is leverage their existing IT infrastructure so they can basically centralize their operations and add more operational efficiency. So that's one of the key drivers behind it. The industry is also highly fragmented. It's been an industry that's been around for a long time. There's lots of players in it, but no single player has 10% market share. So it's highly fragmented, which represents a massive growth opportunity for the right companies out there with innovative technology. We do see consolidation becoming much more of a key issue in the company, in the industry itself. More and more players are trying to enter the market. They're looking at the growth opportunities. So we think consolidation, which started to pick up pace about 5 or 6 years ago, will continue on for the next few years. In the midst of all that, March Networks has really emerged as one of the leading pure play companies in the space. We are 100% focused on the security video industry, and it's allowed us to really take a leadership position.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, you're recently ranked as the #1 digital video recorder company supplier by IMS Research. What does this mean? It sounds pretty impressive.
Yeah, we have a lot of momentum in the market today. We tended to focus very much on large blue chip customers. We've done a great job of building a very scalable enterprise-like solution that differentiates us from everybody else. And the results are where they are today. We are one of the market leaders, particularly today because of the enterprise space.
Peter, I'm a technology investor, and growth is always in my crosshairs when we're talking about tech investments. How are you planning on growing the company moving forward?
Well, I think we have several methods to grow the company. One is the fact that we still have a massive greenfield opportunity in front of us, particularly in some of the geographic markets where we don't currently compete. We've talked a little bit about Southeast Asia as an example, and that represents a good growth opportunity for the company going forward. Some of the emerging markets as well, places like India, Brazil, China, represents a huge growth opportunity for the company. We also have the benefit of having a very large install base. We have well over 100,000 systems deployed today, primarily in large blue chip customers. Those customers are constantly looking for new application software which allow them to run their operations more efficiently. And with that install base, we're continuing to innovate in terms of application software. We're now going back to those customers and upselling them from a software perspective. So the existing customer base represents a massive growth opportunity for the company going forward.
You had mentioned consolidation, which is obviously a great thing for any investor. How are you seeing this possibility impacting March over the next period of time?
Well, it is a very competitive industry. One of the things we've done better than most other companies is that we truly believe that video is becoming much more mission critical to customers today. They're looking at leveraging video beyond just security operations, but also looking at using it for operational efficiencies. What we do very well is we develop a specific application software unique for a certain customer's needs. So if you look into the banking sector as an example, we develop an application suite which actually impacts their ability to detect fraud, as an example. Behind that is a clear-cut ROI for that customer. So we're going to compete going forward by really focusing on developing the application software and kind of differentiate ourselves from that perspective.
The company recently announced a strategic partnership with Milcon Golf Group. This is obviously a global relationship. What does that mean for the company as far as its international sales are going to be expected to grow?
Well, it's important to us. The Milcom Gulf Group has extensive relationships throughout the Southeast Asia region. It's a region we normally haven't touched from a market perspective. We think there's a lot of growth in that area, so it's a great relationship for us to enter into. We also have a number of very large global accounts out there, customers who are doing business throughout the world. When we sit down and talk to them and we ask them, where do you think you're going to be investing in your future growth opportunities, a lot of them are pointing to the Asia region in general, particularly Southeast Asia. So having the Milcom relationship for us allows us to also to support our largest global customers who have expansion plans in that region.
So you covered a lot of territory. What else can we expect from March in fiscal 2012?
Well, we have a lot of interesting technology coming out the door. We've invested heavily from an R&D perspective, and we are doing some very interesting things in terms of our, furthering our advances in application software, particularly looking at areas of fraud for banks, as an example. We're also investing in some interesting uses of analytics, which is going to be coming out this year as well. We're also launching a new line of high-performance recorders, which is basically going to increase our ability to manage multiple IP cameras. And that's going to be complemented by our Command Enterprise, which is really an unprecedented scalable software package that allows you to manage up to hundreds of thousands of IP cameras over the network. And on top of that, not really losing what's made this company really strong, which is our ability to manage and also have an easy-to-use interface for the customer itself. So that's going to be critical for us going forward. And the other area where we're looking at very carefully and starting to increase our investments is in cloud computing. It's really early stages in the market for that. I'm not going to talk a lot about what we're doing in that area, but we do see cloud computing starting to enter the industry. We think it's going to have a profound impact on the way people sell and market their products. And also we think it's going to have a profound impact in our ability to enter the SME space, the small business space.
Well, Peter, thanks so much for your time. Good luck in 2012. I'm sure we're going to be talking again soon. If you're looking for more interviews with CEOs and videos from public companies, go to investorchannel.tv.